What's up, everyone? We are live at 5 here at Broadway.com. It's a little different. We can still say that. Virtual. We're still together. I'm Paul Wontorek.
I'm Beth Stevens.
And we're joined, as always, by Caitlin Moynihan and her exposed brick. Still keeping the jazz hands going. What? We can't hear you. We can't hear you. So, okay. You're
gonna keep the jazz hands. I'm here.
This is the Rosie O'Donnell special all over again. With the sound issues. Hey, you guys, we have a fantastic guest. Somebody we really like is here. Who's here, Beth?
Matt Doyle from Company.
Now, Company was supposed to open last night. I'm so bummed I haven't seen Company. It was like hotter than ever in previews, and then all this happened. But I'm sure it'll be back. We're going to find out all of that stuff. But first, we're going to talk about today's top 5. I have a graphic for that.
Guys, Rosie O'Donnell came back last night to huge success.
Yeah, so it happened. It all happened from this very laptop that we're all talking on right now. What was it like, Beth? I didn't see it. I was in the middle of it.
Oh, it was thrilling. So I watched it with my daughter, who you know is a Broadway fan, and it was just one thrilling. It felt like we were in a room with our friends that we've missed so much. Yeah. Not that we're friends with Patti LuPone personally, but it just felt like we got to check in with everybody, see how they're doing, see their homes, see them perform. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, it was. What were some of your favorite moments? Were there? I mean, I just have to start with Adrienne Warren in the bathtub and the sax solo. I'm sorry, that was like. Well, there were sound issues. So I was running this whole thing off the same software that we do this from. It's called StreamYard. And it was hilarious because I could see people pop in. So like I can see Matt Doyle right now. No, you guys can't because he is actually here. I would see like people pop in, like Adina checking out her angle on the camera, and I could see them, and I would watch them like cheering for each other. It was so much fun, like because somebody would be singing and everyone else like Neil Patrick Harris' kids, like Alan Menken was singing all the Disney songs. So all that stuff was so amazing. But yeah, there were Patti LuPone was. I mean, everybody was on. There's too many people to talk about.
So many people. I love Billy Porter. I'm a huge Billy Porter fan. Yeah. Just Patti LuPone in her basement singing for us. Audra McDonald and Brian Stokes Mitchell having a ragtime reunion and their delight at seeing each other. It was just great. Leia Salonga is always here for the Broadway community. Darren Criss singing a Company song.
Yes, being alive.
Just great stuff.
Yeah. There's just check it all out. It's all on the site. We have a lot of recap stuff happening. It was 3.5 hours. Maybe it'll happen again. I don't know. Rosie seemed like she was in great spirits. It got great reviews online, which was really nice. People were looking for something fun to do. So it was super exciting to be able to be a part of it.
And it raised over $600,000 for the Actors Fund.
That's right. Over 600. And Rosie, I think, gave 100,000. Is that what she said? Yeah. So, and a lot of you gave money too. And you can continue to give money.
Yep,
it's all for the Actors Fund. Obviously, even though the name is the Actors Fund, it's for everyone that works in entertainment. And it's an amazing cause. So please keep giving. What else we got, Caitlin?
Yeah, so this actor is speaking up and using his platform for good.
Yeah, so Mr. Aaron Tveit, who we love, of course, who is Christian in Moulin Rouge, he announced on Instagram that he tested positive for COVID-19, the coronavirus that we're all so concerned about right now and sort of changing our lives for. He said, "I consider myself extremely lucky that my symptoms have been very mild, as many are experiencing much more serious symptoms because this is a very dangerous virus." Yeah, it's sort of, he's the first big Broadway star that we've heard of to sort of come forward and talk about this. And so it's an interesting time where we are sort of communicating about this, right, Beth? I mean, like, it's people are sort of, Tom Hanks was, I guess, one of the first sort of big people to sort of come forward and talk about this weeks ago. And it's a dialogue. I mean, a lot of people are getting infected with this, and it's not a death sentence. You know what I mean? It's an illness, and we learn so much about it every day. And it was interesting to see him come forward and be so forward and so brave about it. And of course, we're all wishing you well, Aaron. What did you think when you heard about it, Beth?
I thought it was very brave, and I think it's important to talk about. I think it's important for people to know that some people will be okay, and that the people he's been in contact with should know so that they can check themselves. Some of the symptoms we've heard about, Gavin Creel talked about this last night, is that people lose their sense of smell, they lose their sense of taste, they have fevers, and we all just want everyone to stay safe and healthy. So I thought Aaron was very brave and he's such a great guy, he's such a grounded person. And I love that he was able to share that with people and calm people down about it. And hopefully we'll see him in the theater soon.
Yeah, we're all thinking of you, Aaron. What else we got, Caitlin?
Yes, so even more people are going to be able to experience this Utopia.
What's up, Beth?
I can barely hear you guys, so I don't know what you just said, but I missed something.
Keep it real. Keep it real.
You're kind of going in and out, Caitlin. What is our next news story? Is it about American Utopia?
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, okay, because I can't really see you guys. But yes, American Utopia, which of course you know, the David Byrne show, which was so great with their barefoot marching band doing their cool talking head songs. That is going to be a book, and it's going to come out September 8th from Bloomsbury Publishing. And Alex Kallman is the editor and designer of the book. And David Byrne said he wanted to put a little hope in people's hands, which this show did give a lot of people a lot of hope and joy. And the show also is returning to Broadway, and it's coming back September 18th for 17 weeks. So you will get a chance to see it again in the fall. But whether you see it or not, you'll have a chance to bring home with you.
And it'll be a movie, right? Spike Lee filmed it. It's like a concert or whatever. Yeah. So
you can have a full immersive, hold the book, watch the film, the whole thing.
It can be everything. It can be a sitcom next.
Yes. And over the weekend, we got some excellent news from this Tony winner.
Oh man, this was just like the kind of good news that we needed to hear, because it's been hard the last few weeks. We talk about this a lot. All of our news stories are so negative. It's just things being canceled and things being delayed. And so it's great that right now on the site we have all this great stuff about Rosie O'Donnell and Ruthie Ann Miles. The Tony winner is pregnant. Her and her husband, Jonathan Blumstein, are expecting a child this spring. Of course, this is really special news because we've been keeping her in our hearts. She suffered a horrible accident, lost her 4-year-old daughter, Abigail, and she was pregnant at the time and lost the baby. And so
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the kind of good news we wanted. Congratulations, Ruthie. It's gonna, and she was very open about it. She announced it on social media, as you do these days. And so we're just thrilled. We're thrilled for you and Jonathan.
And lastly, some Broadway stars are going to be getting original in this new series.
So we're all stuck inside. And Corey Mock, who's had Broadway Sings for a long time, it started in 2012, and he has this archive of like 350 Broadway stars doing different performances. You've seen it all before. Broadway Sings, different pop stars and different, concerts. So he's releasing these so we can enjoy some performances from our homes. So that is coming up soon, and all these film performances you can stream in your living room, which we all need a little more music.
There's a lot of streaming entertainment, which is why everyone's Wi-Fi's are all like shoddy, like Beth's right now.
Sorry.
Just kidding. I'm messing with you. All right. Thank you so much, Beth. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Kaylin, why don't you tell everyone about today's guest?
Gladly. Yes, guys, we are back for another week of Live at 5 Home Edition, both on our Facebook and YouTube page. And today we got Broadway fave Matt Doyle here with us. As we said, he is currently appearing, not currently, but he is a part of the new revival of Company on Broadway. His previous Broadway credits include The Book of Mormon, War Horse, Spring Awakening, Bye Bye Birdie. He was off Broadway in Sweeney Todd and A Clockwork Orange. He wrote a comic. He does a whole lot of stuff. You guys can follow him on social media at Matt F. Doyle and leave all of your questions in the comments below for us to get to later. Everybody, please welcome Matt and Paul.
Hey,
Hi,
Matt Doyle.
How are you? Cheers.
How you doing?
Oh my. Here
You
we
having
are.
is it happy hour?
I am. It's 5. Here we go.
That's my deal lately, is like I'm trying not to, start drinking at noon. I'm trying to wait a little bit, but 5 o'clock, ready to go. I've got a glass of bourbon. I think Patty would be proud. So
Patty would definitely be proud. So yeah, this is weird because this would have been the day after the opening. You got through that stressful week, and then everything's done. You had a great party last night. You had a day off, and you do have a day off.
I do. I have, I think, several months off.
Different. Yeah, it's different. So how are you holding up?
I'll fully admit yesterday was tough for the entire cast. I think we all have stayed really, really, really positive through all of this, but it was going to be such an amazing event just having Steve Sondheim there and celebrating his 90th birthday. It was more that it was a birthday party for Steve. So there was a lot of grieving around that because there was so much build up to this like really, really beautiful night happening. But obviously a birthday party for a 90-year-old man right now probably is not the smartest thing to do in New York. Right. So we're grateful that we're, dealing with this in the appropriate way and taking the right safety measures. And I think absolutely Broadway needs to be shut down right now, as painful as it is. But man, no one could have seen this coming. That's what I'll say, is like you get a job like this and anticipate this year and think a million things could happen, but a global pandemic is certainly not one that runs through your head. So we're all kind of digesting it in different ways. This has been a roller coaster ride for a lot of us up until that very moment already. It was a lot of really hard work and a lot of emotions going into this show. So to kind of take a step back from all of that and now have this perspective of all I want in the end is just to go back to this show and go back to work. It's really amazing. I mean, that's the one positive thing that comes out of it, is anything that is kind of petty or small about this business just really gets pushed aside, because you're just like, I just want to tell this story when this is said and done, and I want my job when this is said and done, and and the opportunity to be back in that room with these people and sharing this story in front of an audience. So that's all I want, and I know that that's how my cast feels. And it's been a lot to digest, but we're all still communicating with each other. We have another rehearsal this week. We do these Zoom rehearsals, and we're keeping our spirits up and staying in contact, and that's all we can do.
Is that what I saw on your social media? I saw all of you. I saw a huge grid of all my favorite actors. So you all would talk about what's happening here.
Yeah. So there's this program called Zoom. I'm sure everyone's using it right now. And we all logged in. Music does not work on it because it all comes through at different timing, which is what we learned in a rather unfortunate way. We were just trying to sing happy birthday to Steven, and it was a disaster. So we ended up yelling it, and still everyone's like, happy birthday, Steve, happy birthday, Steve. Like nothing lines up. But we did a speed through of our lines, which was great. And we're going to do the same thing on Thursday. And we're all just encouraging each other to, try and work on the choreography at least just once a week. Company has every intention of coming back. And I know, I'm well aware of like the gossip right now. And it ranges from, oh, it won't be that bad, to this is the end of the Broadway industry as we know it, Right. I really, 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 really fully believe that company is coming back. We have incredible producers that are behind it and in for the long run. If this is several months, they're prepared for that, and they want to make sure that this show goes up. It's the perfect show to bring back after this, that's for sure. I mean, a show about New York City, about being alive, and to have Patti LuPone usher Broadway back would be pretty incredible. And we're all ready to go. We are all behind it, and they're like, I spoke with Marianne and today actually, and just, I've never felt more positive than after talking to her and talking certain scenarios through. And you can't let this industry die, and no one's about to, it has to come back, and these shows have to come back, and this season has to come back in every way that it possibly can at this point. So we're ready. And I know that our show has a lot going for it. You know, it's got a New York audience, and I think people will want to see it. And especially if this does drag on for a few months, which it looks like it might, I think people are going to want to get out of their homes by then. So, and go out and see and support something like our show. So I'm very excited about the prospect of that, I will say.
Live theater is not going anywhere. It's funny. I was thinking the other day, and I was thinking like, maybe movie theaters might be an interesting industry. That's the kind of thing. Like I could see people being like, "No, I'm fine watching these at home."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But like live theater, never.
I have like Dolby Atmos sound and a 4K TV and everything, and I'm like, I don't mind this. In fact, like we rented The Invisible Man. We're gonna watch that.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's available. I need to get that. Yeah.
I was in the theaters. I feel terrible, but I'm like, well, no, I need to support it, right? But I'm enjoying this way too much. You can go
$20. You're paying $20 for
food. Yeah. But live theater, no, it needs to exist. It's not going anywhere. And we really like our show has full confidence that it's coming back at this point. So, and that's with the idea that this could last a very, very long time. So it's not like, oh, if April 12th doesn't happen,
right?
We're fully prepared to come back whenever it takes.
Right. So, and the other thing that's not going anywhere is Patti LuPone. We all love Patti LuPone. What's it been like being on this journey with? Did you know Patti before this?
I did not know Patti before this, and I was so nervous about meeting Patti because I knew Patti really enjoyed her experience in London, and she and Jonathan Bailey.
She did actually. I remember I saw her backstage, and she said, "I can't imagine not doing it with this cast."
Yeah.
But now she has a whole other new amazing cast.
So much. That was the best part.
I lost you for a second. Hang on. Breathe through it.
There you are. She made it very clear that she loved that experience, but we built something new here, and our company is. Gosh, I put people. I sorry to insult all the other casts that I've worked with in the past, but like this is the most supportive, the most like the funniest group of people I've ever worked with, and Patti is our ringleader. She's been incredible through this process. She's Patti LuPone. Everything is probably true, but she's a fierce leader, and she's got our back at every single turn. And she was so supportive, and she pats me on the leg and she says, "Go kill it." I need from her. I'm like, "Oh, I will." Absolutely. And I love her so much. She's she's just been this life force of us. Even now, she's just very, very supportive, and got the Oscar-worthy performance on her iPhone. I was like, "How dare you, Patti? This is absurd."
So is Max there? Can we say hi to Max?
He is.
Is he around? Max Clayton of Fame.
Introduction.
Hey, hi, Max.
So fun.
How you doing?
Hi guys. Hi. Good. How are you?
Quarantine brings people a lot closer together, right? I mean, like,
yes,
and I saw actually, Matt, on your Instagram, it's day 10, and you're like singing to your dog, like your dog. There was a whole performance with your dog. Like, where are you at mentally, you two, with being in the same room together?
We're doing all right in terms of that so far. I feel like we spend a lot of time with each other, so that hasn't been like a total change. Like actors do spend like a lot of time at home, like, and but it's kind of the not being able to leave the apartment that's trying to really get to us. I think we're snap.
We're having some connection. Okay, there you are. Now I see you.
There.
So you guys
take a drink.
Are you cooking? You two? You're frozen. Oh, there you go.
I'm still here. Are you?
Hey, Max, did you get to see Company, Max?
No, he didn't. Company.
No.
Did I what?
Oh wait, yes,
I
you
got
did.
to see it. Yes, I did. I was at his first preview. And
Oops.
I'm Company's #1 fan, and I can't wait to see it a million more times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
he was at my first preview, so yeah.
Okay. Well, Matt, you play Jamie, which is Amy, and you see
Yes.
Getting Married Today, which is like the big moment. And actually, Van Cox over the weekend wrote a thing about, because she did it in the last Company in the 90s.
Yeah,
And
with
she said
Danny.
something in there that the trick was to like sing it really fast or something, or there was some note from Sondheim. Is that the case? Or I don't know.
I do it pretty fast, I will say. The biggest thing in this production, I think that I'm just kind of really went with was Marianne's very, very intense direction that every single thought mattered, which can be very hard in this song.
In those lyrics?
Yeah.
Wow.
So literally, like, part of me is everybody there, because if everybody's there, I want to thank you all for coming to the wedding. I'd appreciate your going even more. Every single thought mattered. So she had me break it down so slow when we first started, and then slowly ramp it up, just so that every single thought was happening on stage. And that actually helped the speed in the end, because it no longer just became a speed test where you can trip over words, but as long as the thought's there, it will come out.
Right.
And I haven't really stumbled over any words. I think in my first preview, my mouth was so dry from nerves that I like kind of missed a syllable, and I was so mad at myself. Oh, so stupid. But it's gotten better. I can't wait to do it again.
Are you like, do you rehearse it at home? Do you run through it?
I do.
You have to. I mean,
I keep saying to everyone, like, I waited 5 months for this job to start. So I know how to wait around and practice the song. I've been doing that for a while.
Yeah. I sing it in the shower too, but your version is going to be better. Let's see what hey, Caitlin, are you still there?
I'm still here.
Good times and bum times. Let's talk about some fan questions. What are people online?
Yes. All right. So I love this one. John Dillingham.
You are muted, Caitlin.
John Dillingham on Facebook said, "How did it feel to stop the show after not getting married today?" Can you hear me?
She looks great.
You couldn't hear anything?
No.
They asked, what was it like how did it feel when you stopped the show singing Getting Married Today, which apparently is something that was happening in previews.
That was nuts. I will say, my first audience, I was so nervous for that first preview, mortified. And I don't remember any of it. I think I texted you that night and was like, it was dry mouth paralysis. Yeah. I didn't act a single beat. I just got through it. And I was so like blown away by the very enthusiastic reaction. But the next night I went out there and was like, okay, you're over that. Actually perform this song. And my mom was there that night, and it felt so good. And slowly throughout the process, I felt like the applause was a little bit more warranted, but it's mind-blowing. I mean, Marianne has staged the number so well that it's just such a showstopper. And I'm just so grateful and so lucky to be able to perform that number in that context the way she's done it. And that's what I just keep thinking is like, live up to the staging, live up to what she's presented here. And it's unbelievable. I mean, Patty like smacked me across the head the next day because I was like, well, I felt okay about it, but I think it can go better tonight. And she was like, what? You stopped the show. She was like, you stopped the show for like 2 minutes. What are you talking about? So it's crazy. I mean, yes, and I would like that. I would like that job and number back very much so, because I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that. It was amazing.
That's so good. Here's a question. I'm going to pop it up here, actually. Elise says, have you picked up any hobbies during your quarantine?
This is so dumb, but I bought a coloring book, like one of those adult coloring books.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to find things.
Can you show it to me?
Yeah. Okay. Here. Where is it? Ugh. Actually, Paul, I bought this up near you.
You bought it up. Oh, I've seen that coloring book before. Upstate, Owltown. Okay, and you got.
We've started coloring,
and really let's see. Oh, look at wow! Wait, no, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you find it
helps with
therapeutic?
stress. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
therapeutic.
so dumb. What's that?
Is it therapeutic for you?
Yeah,
Like,
that's it.
get
It's
into
just
the
like
lines and
it's like crocheting or knitting or something. You just, it kind of takes your mind off of everything when things get really stressful, which is ridiculous. But I've never had a coloring book since I was a kid. But I have to say I get it now. Somebody suggested it to me and I was like, okay, but it's great.
okay, I have a couple more.
Yeah.
Cammy's asking, what's your next dream Sondheim role?
Oh, George and Sunday in the Park with
Oh,
George.
please do that.
Yeah,
Can we
I
do
would
that?
love that. One day, that would be amazing.
Can you think of a dot that you would do you have a dream dot or Marie or
Dream dot. Right now it would be Alex Fink, who was my Joanna in
yeah.
Sweeney. She would be great, actually. She'd be genius in that. So that would be amazing. We'll do it somewhere. We'll find a regional house and then take it to Broadway.
I will be there. That's
Yeah.
you can come back every season. It'd be fine with me. I think it's just be one of those shows that just be running constantly and then just rotate the cast. Like
I know, right? That would be amazing.
yeah,
Get
I think
a good production going.
I think there should be a Gypsy Theater and a Sunny in the Park with George Theater. And both of them,
Truly.
let everyone do it.
Marianne direct.
Yeah, exactly. So I know being an actor can be obviously a challenging life, and there are a lot of ups and downs, and in a career. And Nicole Wright wrote, how are you taking care of your mental health during this time? I mean, we're all sort of very zeroed in on ourselves, and so talk about that a little bit.
I think what I've always tried to do, especially during down periods for me or moments where I've taken time off from the business, and I've talked a lot about this with you actually over the years, is focus on the constants in your life. Focus on the fact that you actually have a lot at your disposal, not just your acting career and not just the job waiting for you, hopefully on the other side, I think the more I think about that, the more I think about, oh no, what's going on and what I'm missing out on now and all the things that could have happened. That's where that way lies despair. And what I have to focus on is the fact that I do still have my health. Max is here. I have a lot of wonderful things in my life. And I know for a fact that I am able to do a lot of things. So no matter what happens, you can make something out of nothing. And I've done it before and I can do it again if I need to. And that's ultimately what gets me through is just the idea of, even if I lost everything overnight, and that's gotten me through as an actor over the years, is if the things that I dream of and the things that I want don't happen, there are always other things that you can do in this lifetime, and getting set, I think, on one mindset of like, oh, I need to accomplish that, or I'm worthless, is a very dangerous thing. And I've already started outlining a new comic book during this time, whatever I can do. I know that is something that I wanted to have time to do before I started company. So I certainly have the time now. So I'll probably write and just understand that it never ends, just because something's fallen through.
Marianne Elliott, your director, you actually worked with her on War Horse.
I did.
Yeah, that was like one of your early gigs. Elizabeth asks, what's your favorite thing about working with her?
Marianne is probably the most positive director I've ever worked with. She approaches actors in a way that a lot of New York directors don't, which is to lift us up rather than, bring us down and kind of, I think a lot of New York directors might take a harsher stance and maybe scare you into doing things. Marianne literally had the slowest process in the world with me with Jamie, because that scene is so all over the place. It starts so frenetic and comic, and then it goes to a very heartbreaking place. And I was so scared at first that I wouldn't nail the humor of it. And she was like, I'm not focusing on that at all right now. And she was just so kind and so giving, and making sure that we discovered the truth of the scene before we layered in any comedy. And that was even during previews, to be honest. And she cares about the process. She cares about letting an actor discover things. And she's so generous and so open. And God, I just can't say enough wonderful things about her. She understands that cultivating her performers is much more effective than trying to shape them into something that she wants.
Right. Got it. Chanel said, thank you for those words about the mental health, what you said. Thank you for those words. So comforting to hear. So true. I have to practice that. Allison said, love Matt Doyle, especially when he sings duets from, meaning with Bonnie Milligan. That's one of
I love Bonnie.
Your favorite girls, isn't it?
Yes, she is. Bonnie is so absurdly talented, and she's the love of my life. She's one of my best friends.
And this seems like a good final thing. Joey said, Matt Doyle is a star emoji.
Oh, thank you, Joey. That's so sweet. My God.
We can't. Oh, wait. Miriam says, do you have any album recommendations for the quarantine?
Album recommendations. Max, do you have any album recommendations?
Bring Max back, and I have a very important question for him.
Oh.
Wait, Max, come back.
Come back.
Broadway?
Album recommendations during the quarantine.
Oh, Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber wants the new Justin Bieber album is Max's recommendation.
Okay.
Great.
Hey Max.
Yeah.
Do you feel like when you're not doing Moulin Rouge every night, do you just feel overdressed all the time now? I mean, are your thighs gonna still be legendary or
content?
No, I feel I feel like I have to wake up and shower and put on normal clothes or else I'll go crazy.
Yeah.
I wore the same outfit for the first 3 days and I'm like, no, I have to carry on with my life as if it's normal, but it's so not normal.
It's not normal at all.
My dogs are like, you need to go.
Yeah. Which I keep saying, this is like the dog renaissance. They're like going to look back on this in history as if it was like the greatest time ever when all the owners stayed home randomly for months.
Isn't it strange? It's such hilarious, the whole world. Hey Caitlin, can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
Hi, Caitlin.
Can you hear me?
I never hear you.
Yes, I can.
You can.
Okay.
Hello.
I think I'm going to bring Beth back. Hi, Beth.
Hi.
Hi, Beth.
I think we've been on long enough. We've already gone over. Oh, hi,
Hey, Olivia.
That's
Hi,
Beth's
Olivia.
daughter. Hi, she loves Sex the musical. She loves Sex. She's going to love company.
Probably fan. Yeah.
Sure she will.
Hey, Matt Doyle. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having
We're
me.
all thinking of you. We can't wait to see you not get married or whatever it is.
Can't wait to do it again. Yeah, we'll be back
today. And Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Yeah. If you guys can hear me, we are going to be continuing to be live across Facebook and YouTube for the rest of the week. You guys can follow us along at #Live@5 Home Edition everywhere you get your podcasts or watch videos. Be sure to tune in tomorrow when we talk to Renee Rapp of Mean Girls.